All right, gentlemen, I'm going to do my best to try to get through this video because look, for whatever reason, when I was formulating my thoughts and writing out this video, it got sort of emotional, and I'm not really sure why, but it just did. I don't think I really became a man, not in the physical sense, you know what I mean, until somewhere in about my early to mid 40s. I think before that I was just sort of winging it, right? I tried to look the part, I tried to act the part, and maybe even I faked it for a little bit, but now that I'm in my mid 50s, I don't need to fake anything. I have been humbled, I've been hardened, I've been broken down and built back up, and finally, over the course of time, figured out a few things that I wish someone would have told me decades ago, even though I probably wouldn't have listened. So let me talk about a few hard-earned truths about being a man. And for the record, these aren't somebody else's theories or some inspirational quotes that I saw on Instagram. These are lessons from life, from pain, from screw-ups, and from growth. No one is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your partner, not your boss, not the government, and certainly not society. This is a hard reality that we all eventually come face to face with. You are the only one responsible for your life, for your health, your relationships, and your future. And the quicker that you stop blaming and start owning, the sooner things begin to change. Being a man isn't always about just being tough. It's about accountability. And sure, it's not always easy or fair, but when you finally realize that you are the answer to most of your own problems, that is where you find the power in its freedom. Being fit and in shape isn't just about vanity. Years ago, I used to think that guys who worked out and lifted weights in their 40s and 50s were just players and they were just trying to hang on to their youth. And that was a ridiculous thought, and I know better now. And for me, right now, being fit isn't about having visible six-pack abs, man. It's about longevity, mobility, testosterone, and staying the hell out of the hospital. It's about being able to carry your own groceries or pick up your grandkids or even throw a punch if you need to. Lifting weights isn't about feeding your ego. It's basically medicine. It's also self-respect. All right, let's see if you can finish this next sentence. Nice guys finish frustrated. For the longest time, I used to think that being nice was the secret, right? Just be agreeable, say yes, and keep the peace. And you want to know where that got me? It got me ignored, invisible, and resentful. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Being a good man is different than being a nice man. A good man has a backbone. He sets boundaries. He says no, and he stands for something. If you don't respect yourself, nobody else will. And if you continue to allow mistreatment from other people, you will live the rest of your life being a doormat for other people to wipe their feet on. If you're constantly trying to please everyone, you'll please no one, and you'll lose yourself in the process. Bear with me on this next one because you've got one body and one face, and you need to take care of them both because your face is the first thing people see when they meet you, so it matters how you take care of it. And if you're even the slightest bit curious about the skincare stuff that I use and have been using on a daily basis for about 7 years now, it's from Tiege Hanley, today's sponsor. And of course, look man, you don't have to use skincare products, but every other dude that does will have an advantage over you. And also keep in mind, these products were designed specifically for men. They didn't start out as female products and then get rebranded with some masculine black packaging. These are simple to use, they're uncomplicated, and they only require a couple minutes in the morning and before bed. These are performance-driven formulas that address the different needs that men have, and it's all in an effort to make sure that you feel great about the way your skin looks and feels. They have got a whole lot of products in their lineup right now, but I would recommend starting out with their level 1 system, which comes with all of the basics. You'll get a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, use that like twice a week, a morning moisturizer with SPF 20, and a nighttime moisturizer. And to make it simple, they provide this little cheat sheet in every box telling you when to use it, how much to use, and in what order. And look, you don't need to just take my word for it. You can trust the millions of guys who use Tiege Hanley with over 16,000 5-star reviews. And Tiege Hanley thinks you'll agree, which is why they're giving you a handsome guarantee. Love it or get a full refund, no questions asked. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring this video, they have an amazing deal for everybody who's watching this video. Save up to 40% on your first box today and get a free gift valued at over 20 bucks. Plus, if you sign up as a member, you'll get 20% off for life. You can choose between the body scrubber, which is great to use in the shower, or you can get their high quality manicure set. Again, completely free. You can now find Tiege Hanley in hundreds of stores all across the US. Just click the link down below to find the store near you. But if you want to shop the best offer, go through that link down below and start a life-changing skincare routine today. Okay, the next one. Women don't want a perfect man. They want a grounded one. This took me a long time to sort of fully understand because women are not looking for perfection. They're looking for presence. They want a man who knows who he is, a man who listens and who leads, and who isn't swayed by every little emotional storm that comes through. You don't need to be super rich and you don't need to be ripped and shredded, right? You just need to be calm when there's chaos. You need to be steady and confident. True masculine energy isn't about being the loudest or the cockiest guy in the room. At this age, masculine energy is about stillness, direction, and emotional control. That is the kind of man that women naturally gravitate towards. If you don't know your purpose, you'll drift. There were years where I felt like I was just sort of existing. I'm just waking up every day, I'm going to work, and I'm going through the motions and just waiting for something to sort of magically click. It never did because I didn't have a purpose. And as men, we need that. We need something to build, something to protect, or something to pursue. It doesn't have to be anything dramatic, right? It could be building a business, or raising a family, or mentoring other men, or just making some cool art pieces. Because without any type of purpose, we're drifting with no direction at all. If you want to feel alive again, find your mission, even if it's small to start with. Time is a thief. I used to think I had plenty of time, right? I've got time to fix that relationship. I've got time to go to the gym and get in shape or to take that trip to Europe. But the truth is, time doesn't wait. People leave, our bodies age, and opportunities fade away. And one day, you'll wake up and wonder where the last 10 years went. So stop waiting for the perfect time because there is no perfect time. If something matters to you, say it, do it, or start it, because the hard truth is, regret will hit you a lot harder than failure ever will. Here's something else. People don't actually care. You spent your 20s and 30s probably trying to impress people, but then you hit your 40s and you care a lot less. By 50, you realize nobody's even thinking about you anyway. Everyone's busy with their own insecurities, right? They've got their own financial issues and drama that they're dealing with. You're not being judged like you think you are, right? So that shirt that you got, right? The one that you weren't quite sure about, but you wore it out anyway, nobody noticed. Most people are too worried about their own life to criticize yours. So stop living for approval because you will never get enough of it. Live your life to your values and your legacy. Here's an important one. Brotherhood matters. As men, you know this, we tend to isolate ourselves, right? We convince ourselves that we don't need friends. We tell ourselves just to man up and figure it out. But I'm telling you, man, isolation is a killer. We need brotherhood and male connections. We need conversations without the fear of being judged. Some of my biggest breakthroughs came from real talks with real men who've been through real things. Find your tribe or create one if you have to, but don't try to walk through this life alone. And I'm sure you guys knew this next one was coming, and it's that style is a statement. A long time ago, I didn't think style really mattered at all, right? As long as I dressed sort of like the other dudes that I was around, that's really all that mattered. I really didn't care. But here's the thing, we do care because we're still attempting to fit in. Style is about saying something without opening your mouth. It's about showing that you respect yourself enough to put effort into your appearance. And I'm telling you, when you dress like a man who matters, people treat you like one. And more importantly, you feel like one. You are not too old for another chapter. A lot of guys hit 50 and think their best days are behind them. I think that's BS, man. You've got wisdom now. You've got patience and you've got a thicker skin. You have made mistakes and you've survived. You are more equipped now than you've ever been. So start your next chapter. Start that business. Hit the gym. Fall in love again. And reinvent yourself, because whatever your dream is, it's still possible. Drop me a comment down below if any of this hit home for you, or if you've got one of your own that you want to share. We're all learning out here, man, and we learn a little bit faster when we're learning together. So please hit that like button to help the algorithm, and please consider subscribing if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.